After the separation of men and women in Udenta, life was not easy. The men had imagined a life of peace where they worked their farms and ate their fill without anyone nagging them. But reality was different. Most of them had never boiled water in their lives. They watched yams burn while their stomachs growled. Some tried to make soup, but the taste was so terrible they spat it out. The worst part was the babies. Every few weeks, another infant boy arrived from the women's village. The men took turns caring for them, but none of them knew what to do. The babies cried through the night. The men walked around with red swollen eyes and trembling hands from exhaustion. Some infants grew thin and weak. A few did not survive their first season in the men's village. The men dug small graves and told themselves it was not their fault. Their clothes fell apart. Holes appeared in their wrappers and nobody knew how to fix them. They tied knots where the fabric ripped and kept wearing the same dirty garments for weeks. The compounds looked different too. Weeds grew tall around the houses. Cooking pots sat unwashed for days, until the smell drove them to rinse them poorly in the stream. Only a handful of men managed better than the rest. These were the ones who had helped their wives before the separation. They knew how to prepare a proper meal and keep a home clean. The other men watched them with envy but would not ask for help. Asking meant admitting they needed what women had always done. The lack of intimacy ate at them too. Some men could not focus on their work. They stood in their farms staring at nothing while their crops needed attention. The monthly mating day was not enough. But none of them would say this out loud. To complain meant accepting that women were important. It meant admitting the separation was a mistake. Across the path, the women's village faced its own troubles. Mothers wept for the sons taken from their arms. They wondered if the babies were eating well or sleeping through the night. Some women lay awake imagining their boys cold and crying with no one to comfort them properly. Building houses proved harder than they thought. The roofs they constructed leaked badly when rain came. Water poured into their homes and soaked their sleeping mats. They tried to hunt, but the animals were fast and the women were not used to tracking prey through the bush for hours. Meat became scarce. They ate more vegetables and grains, but their bodies craved what they could not catch. The women who had married good men felt the loss differently. They missed the warmth of another body beside them at night. They missed conversations and shared laughter. They missed feeling desired. Life was quieter now, but it also felt empty in ways they had not expected. One evening, several women gathered to talk. The dry season had been especially difficult. Their stomachs were not as full as they used to be, and their bodies ached from unfamiliar labor. "We should go to them," one woman said quietly. "We should apologize and end this madness. Our children are suffering." Other women murmured in agreement. They were tired of struggling, tired of pretending everything was fine. But Mama Ebre, the woman who spoke for all of them, stood up and silenced the group. She was older than most of them, and her voice carried weight. "No," she said firmly. "I did not want this separation at first. I thought it was cruel, but now I see it differently. This is our only chance to show them what we are worth. For too long, they have treated us like we are nothing. Like any fool can do what we do. Let them learn. Let them feel what life is like without us." She looked around at the faces watching her. "If we go back now, nothing will change. They will beat us again. They will call us lazy again. We must wait. We must make sure they break first. Our daughters are watching us. If we give up now, they will grow up the same way we did." Mama Ebere's words spread through the women's village. They would not fold. They would endure whatever they had to endure. In the men's village, similar conversations were happening. Some men wanted to cross the path and bring their families back together, but the others refused. "If we go to them now," one elder said, "they will think we are weak. They will take us for granted forever. We must stand firm." So both sides waited. Both sides suffered. Both sides pretended they were fine. The dry season stretched on. The path between the two villages seemed to grow wider each day. Everyone wondered the same thing, but nobody dared to ask it out loud. Who would break first?